testing worked the other day, but it kept cutting off because I'm thinking at some point this thing cuts out when it gets a lot of.
So I recently made an earth-shaking discovery, and no, it's not AI.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
I discovered how to record audio over an intercom, a Cardo. But hang on, I was talking about this the other day in a video where I was kind of blown away by the conversation that we were having on a motorcycle. Shortly after, I saw a video that was fantastic. It was two guys riding, having a conversation over their intercom, and ever since then I've kind of been obsessed with this, and I've ordered some supplies and I started wiring things together, like the 12th attempt to do something like this. This method actually works. If you have one of these Cardos and you already have an action camera that you can mount to a helmet, you should stop and think about this, because this is pretty doggone easy. Technically, it's pretty doggone easy for anybody to make this happen. And I just think it's cool as hell. My problem that I've had for years is that for years I have been trying to record a simple quality audio while I'm riding. And it's been very difficult for a number of reasons, mostly because the technical aspect is a little bit high. There's always wires, there's always crap that you have to deal with. There's crap hanging off your helmet. And that's always prevented me from doing something consistent. I've had some good results and some bad results, but they're very inconsistent. In other words, the worst thing in the world is to come back, start playing your audio back on what may be a fantastic video, and you get terrible audio, or you get wind noise, or you get static, or you get something that's not quite perfect. On top of the fact that there's wires and crap that you got to put in your helmet every time you want to do this. So this has been very frustrating for me over the years. Hence, I have done very little motorcycle vlogging. When I do it, I actually enjoy it. When the product comes together and it's okay, it's acceptable, it's up to my standards, I'm quite happy with it. But the pain that I have to go through to get there is quite profound. So it's limited my motorcycle vlogging, the ability to ride down the motorcycle and talk to a camera. And you may say, but Don, I've seen a lot of your videos recently, and if you have, I would say you've seen them because I've had this thing at low speed almost all the time. I've had this thing located, mounted in front of my face on the handlebars. And typically it's low speed. When you get up about 50 miles an hour, I'm shouting into the microphone. And I've got a really good editor now that filters out wind noise pretty well. But this thing works exceptionally well, and you can talk to other people while you're riding. So I think this is just kind of a very interesting development for me, and I hope maybe some of you guys might get something out of this too. But in addition to all my problems in the past, I have a fairly unique set of issues that prevent me from capturing good audio. So number one, I ride with a modular helmet, and most of the time I ride with the chin bar and the visor up. So it's really hard to have a microphone inside my helmet protected from wind, number one. I've found some solutions that work pretty well, but I have yet to find anything that filters wind noise as well as this Cardo mic. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Number two, I hate having to rig up a recording system before I ride. Slapping a camera on a helmet real quick, no big deal. Most of the time it's just click, click. I've done it before. I've had lots of cameras mounted to the side of the helmet. I've had them on the top of the helmet. But on this helmet in particular, it doesn't work very well. There's not really a good place to mount it. The Cardo is on the left side, then I would have to operate this on the right side. Everything that I do on this helmet is in the way. So I can't mount it to the chin bar unless I want to ride with the chin bar down all the time. And in addition, the Cardo mic works as a standalone mic. It works. I can use it to overlay the audio onto the camera footage or multiple camera footage. And the biggest thing for me is that it will bring in a conversation that I'm having over the intercom on a Cardo. That's the thing I've been struggling to try to figure out a solution for. And there's other solutions, but this by far is the easiest, the most pain-free, and consistent. And I want to show you the steps that it's going to take for you to do the same thing easily. So the first thing that you're going to have to be able to do is edit 2 tracks of audio. If you could do that, then this should work for you too. But I want to show you the steps. So the first step is mount your Cardo on your helmet. That may be the most difficult thing you do. But man, if you don't have a Cardo mounted yet, you really should consider it. And it's pricey. These things are not cheap. They're very expensive. And I'll put some links down below. So first step, mount your Cardo. Second step, mount your camera if you haven't done that already. And I don't like cameras being mounted on my helmet. I don't like it. I don't like having to leave my cameras mounted to my helmet when I leave my bike. There's just so many reasons. Drop your helmet, odds are you're going to break your camera. Third step, download the latest update to Cardo. Fourth step, open the app. Fifth step, hit record button. This is going to create a file on your phone that you can export and put on top of the audio that is being recorded with your camera. And then the last step is synchronizing the camera. And the hardest thing that you're going to do is probably syncing the camera, or syncing the 2 audio files. And typically what I do when I start recording with 2 cameras is, like I'm doing now, is I clap. And it makes it real easy to find those spikes and line them up perfectly without having to go back and look at my lips moving. It makes it real easy to line those spikes up, and that's what they do in the movie industry for years and years. Those little clapboards were the little clapping things. That's where you overlay 2 strips of film. They typically, that's what they've been doing for years. But usually I'll clap 3 times, once, and then that way I know where those spikes are and I can line them up quickly. You drop those files into your editor and just align them up, and then you can lock those files together in most editors and then cut and splice however you want to cut your video up. But once you've got them aligned, should not be an issue, and then you just edit it like anything else. Or you can not edit and just align those audio files up. You'll lower the output on the noisy camera that's going to be in there. So let me also mention some drawbacks to this. There's always drawbacks to the perfectly easy thing. Number one, it's expensive. Cardos are expensive. You can get a cheap video camera to mount to your helmet and get some kind of limited results. Hell, you can film with your freaking phone if you get a good mount with it. But the biggest drawback, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest drawback for this microphone on the Cardo is it has a very strong filter, which means once you get up in the wind, it's going to remove most of the wind noise. Any extraneous wind noise that whips around your visor, whips up under your helmet, around your windscreen, it's going to filter most of that wind noise out. But if you have direct wind that's coming into the microphone, it's going to filter everything out. It just shuts off. So that's the downside. If you're raging at 150 miles an hour and you've got no visor, you got no chin bar, you just got direct wind coming in, you're not going to have any audio. So just keep that in mind. You might want to play around a little bit with it just to see where that threshold is. For me, before I got the windscreen on this Tenere, for me the threshold was about 35 to 45 miles an hour, where the audio started popping. In other words, it would pop on, pop off. It would pop, because the filter is so strong that it's taking that huge amount of noise and just going, nah, we're not going to get anything because there's so much wind noise in here. And I'm guessing it's just clamping down so hard that you get nothing. So just keep that in mind. You might want to play with that a little bit if you want to try this out. Just play with it. Most people that ride motorcycles have a full-faced helmet, and it shouldn't be that much of a problem, if any amount of problem. So that tip is just for people that ride around like an idiot with me with all your chin bar and everything up and no windscreen and whatever. But I don't know that that's a real flaw with this microphone in particular. It's got a really good filter on it, but I think you get up 35, 45 miles an hour with any microphone and you're going to have that problem. The exception would be something like this. If you mounted a microphone to the side of this camera and it had a dead cat on it. In fact, I did this very well on the Tat. Richard had a small insertable microphone for his cameras, and I did that. I had this, or a similar camera on a selfie stick pointed backwards, and that dead cat took out most everything up to about, I don't know, 55, 60 miles an hour. It did very well. So there's other options out there if you don't want to go the Cardo route. There's other very inexpensive options, but they're going to involve something like this, something like a small inserting microphone into your camera with a dead cat, something like that. And I can probably point you in the right direction if you want something other than an expensive Cardo. If you just want to go a route with a stick and get something off your helmet, because I can't stand cameras on a helmet. I can't stand it. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they operate. Affect the aerodynamics of your helmet, and you're always wearing it until you stop and take it off. It's just a pain in the butt. I don't like doing it. I haven't done it for years, and I probably will never attach another camera to my helmet. I just hate them. I've been doing this for many years. I've been filming on motorcycles for damn near 20 years. So take it from me, there's a better way to do it. I like the Cardo, but there's other options. I just wanted to let y'all know about the Cardo option, how well it's working. And I've got some footage that I want to share that gives you an idea of what it sounds like. And I think I get up to like 70 miles an hour with chin bar up, visor up, and a windshield that breaks up most of the wind. But it's going to give you an idea of what it sounds like, and probably what a Cardo is going to sound like to your buddies when you're talking to them. But anyway, you're going to be seeing a lot more videos from now on. Having a conversation. You're going to be seeing a lot of that soon. So I hope this video will encourage you. If you've got a Cardo, I don't want anybody to go out and spend $1,000 on a bunch of gear and then still not make a video. But if you thought about it, you have the equipment, I think it's a really good option for you. So give it a shot. Plug it up, hit record, see what the audio sounds like, and then if it, that last hard, the most difficult step you're going to do is export the file, the audio file, and line the stuff up and edit. But yeah, if you could do all that, you might be as ecstatic as I am. I hope you have as much success as I have had so far. So enjoy this short clip. And if you want to see a longer extended version and get a better feel, I'll link to that in this video. Enjoy.
So this is going to be the first day. First day testing with this new camera. The microphone, the Cardo. So it worked. My testing worked the other day, but it kept cutting off because every time I turned the bike on, the navigation system would connect to this and start playing music, and as soon as it did that, it would stop the recording. So today I'm going to try to see if there's a limitation as far as speed, because I'm thinking at some point this thing cuts out when it gets stops filtering very well. I think. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I want to see if the microphone picks up all the way there. maybe all the way back. Just see it. Okay, I always got to carry another phone, but the good news is it just gets worse. I'm doing 58 miles an hour right now. And there's not a lot of turbulence because I got this fancy windshield, but I guess we'll find out. 61 miles an hour, and I don't have a lot of turbulence, so 63, 64, bouncing around 64 miles an hour, not a lot of turbulence. Let's pull this windscreen down. I should do a little bit, and it's definitely not gonna. Well, it should bounce the wind back and forth. I would pull the chin bar down, but I fucking hate that chin bar. That chin bar. Well, I don't like riding with those fuckers anyway. But I definitely will ride with them when it's very cold or wet. I don't like shit hitting me in the face. The wind, I love wind, and hell, I don't think I even like that in my face. I just damn, I'm doing 68 miles an hour, and it looks like it rained today already. That's weird. I didn't think it rained today at all. Maybe it rained pretty good yesterday, so maybe all the water in the